Everybody's scared. It doesn't matter who you are, how big of an engineer you are, how long you've been coding. Everybody's scared when it comes to deployments, especially on Fridays or some other time. Well, when you're about to log off. Well, we all know that, it's it's just a common feeling. To be fair, it's just a common feeling, and there is literally, I don't think there's escape from this. You are going to be scared when you're about to deploy something substantial. If you're just changing a piece of text on the site, then it's not going to affect you. It's not going to make any difference. Like, nobody cares if something goes wrong. Yeah, it's a little thing here and there, and obviously, but when you are talking about pipelines and workflows, things are going from there to there, it needs to end up there, and it takes literally half an hour just to deploy. 10 team members are involved in the deployment and all that. Then you have to be scared. Then you can't just be like, oh, my work is done and go ahead and deploy it, it's going to work. You are going to be scared. It's it's common sense. It's fair to be scared, and I'm about to tell you in this video what I do so I don't feel scared. And the answer is literally, I know it's gonna sound boring, like literally it's gonna sound like, what the hell, what is he saying? Everybody knows that. The best thing you can do to not get that feeling when you're in the middle of deployment, you're deploying something to the live site. Obviously, first one is to make sure you test properly. You make sure you have feature tests, you make sure you have the unit tests, you test the things manually, go through QA guides, and then you actually test it yourself as well. That's first thing. But the second thing, this is the most important thing, is to make sure that the backups are in place, that you are able to back up the site, revert the site instantly. If it's a data change, you need to find out a way or write a script or do something that can quickly revert the site to the previous state, right? Sometimes you have to go through the whole workflow again and all that, and you have to kind of just revert the whole site. It takes too long, but write scripts or something, that can just instantly revert the changes. And if you can instantly revert the changes, then the fear disappears. If something is wrong, then you can just run that script, trigger that script from somewhere. Maybe just an API, to revert the stuff. Maybe an API call to add to some endpoint that kind of reverts the state of the website. If you can do that quickly, the fear is going to disappear. Because what can go wrong? If something does go wrong, then you simply just revert the stuff, and then you fix it. You go back to the drawing board, you go back to the staging, back to the dev environment, back to your branch, figure it out what went wrong. Then you can deploy again, and if something goes again, hopefully not, then you can revert it again. That's the best way. Being able to revert the change quickly is to gain confidence when you're about to deploy. I hope it helps.